Welcome. We've got some thrilling Arsenal news lined up for you, so stay tuned until the end to catch all the latest updates. And don't forget to leave 300 likes to keep us motivated in bringing you the latest Arsenal updates. Aston Villa pulled off a proper smash and grab at Villa Park last night, nicking a dramatic 2-1 victory over title-chasing Arsenal and sending the whole end into absolute meltdown. Matty Cash's absolute worldie of a near-post nutmeg in the first half had the place bouncing, only for Leandro Trossard to level it straight after the break and make you think the Gunners were about to turn the screw. But up stepped super sub Emi Buendía in the 5th minute of stoppage time to leather one through a crowd of legs and spark scenes that wouldn't have looked out of place in 82. 7 wins on the spin now for Unai Emery's Claret and Blue Army, 9 victories from their last 10 in the league, and suddenly they're sat just 3 points off top spot with the big boys looking over their shoulders. From minute 1 it was frantic, proper end-to-end Brummy chaos with Villa flying into tackles and pressing like mad ferrets. Emi Martinez was an absolute colossus between the sticks, pulling off save after save like he was still taking the piss out of Arsenal from the Copa America final, while Boubacar Kamara and Amadou Onana scrapped like their lives depended on it in midfield. The Gunners had all the ball in the second half, camped in Villa's half and chucking the kitchen sink at them, but every time they got near the whites of Martinez's eyes they bottled it. Then, right at the death, a hopeful punt forward, a flick on from Kamara, Jadon Sancho squaring it, and Buendía cool as you like smashing it home. The Raw could have lifted the roof off, pure Premier League pantomime, and another masterclass from Saint Unai against his old mates. The villains are proper in the title chat now. Up the bloody Villa! Unai Emery speaks out about dramatic late drama at Villa Park. Buendía's stoppage-time stunner sinks Arsenal's title hopes. In a pulsating Premier League showdown that had the whole end roaring like a pride of lions, Aston Villa snatched a heart-stopping 2-1 victory over title favourites Arsenal on Saturday evening, slicing the Gunners' lead at the summit to just 2 points. Emi Buendía's injury time rocket a moment of sheer pandemonium as the clock ticked into the red left Mikel Arteta's side shell-shocked and staring at their first defeat in months. With Manchester City piling on the pressure via a routine 3-0 dismantling of Sunderland earlier in the day, Villa's triumph catapulted Unai Emery's men into third place, a mere 3 points adrift of the top, and suddenly the Claret and Blue faithful are daring to dream of something truly special. The match was a proper end-to-end thriller from the off, with Villa's high-octane pressing turning Arsenal's silky midfield into a bit of a scramble early doors. Matty Cash had the home crowd on their feet in the first half, rifling home a venomous low drive past David Raya after a pinpoint cross from Pau Torres, only for Leandro Trossard to restore parity just after the restart. The Belgian substitute, introduced to inject some zip, pounced on a loose ball in the box and slotted it cool as you like, shifting the momentum and pinning Villa back in a second-half siege that had Emery's backline hanging on by their fingernails. Yet for all Arsenal's dominance over 60% possession and a barrage of chances from Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard, they couldn't find that killer touch, profligate in the final third like a striker nursing a hangover. Emiliano Martinez, Villa's talismanic keeper, was a brick wall between the sticks, clawing away efforts that would have had lesser men waving the white flag. As the game stretched into 5 minutes of added time, a hopeful long ball sparked chaos in the Arsenal box. Boubacar Kamara nodded it down, and up popped Buendía to lash it through a thicket of legs and into the top corner. Bedlam ensued, hugs, high fives, and a roar that echoed round Brum long after the whistle. This wasn't just any win for Villa. It's the 9th in their last 10 league outings, a streak that's transformed Emery's side from mid-table also-rans into genuine heavyweights. Beating Arsenal at home? That's the sort of statement scalp that gets the neutrals buzzing and the pundits scribbling frantic notes. With the likes of Ollie Watkins and Morgan Rogers terrorising defences up top, and a midfield engine room of Kamara and Amadou Onana snapping at heels like terriers, Villa are no flash in the pan. They're consistent, clinical, and whisper it capable of going the distance in this mad Premier League marathon. Mikel Arteta, ever the gracious loser with a steely glint in his eye, didn't hold back when quizzed on his old mentor's post-match humility. The Spaniard fired back without hesitation, tipping his cap to Villa's trajectory. When you look at where they are, the way they play, they have beaten some big teams, especially at home. Everybody is going to have to play everybody, so at the moment they are where they are and we are there as well. It's classic Arteta, respectful yet resolute, acknowledging the threat while firing a subtle reminder that Arsenal's pedigree runs deep. But beneath the diplomacy, you could sense the frustration. This was a game they bossed, yet somehow let slip. Unai Emery, meanwhile, was quick to pump the brakes on any coronation chat, insisting his villains are miles from mounting a genuine challenge. "I am not thinking in it," the wily tactician shrugged, his voice laced with that trademark Basque pragmatism. "I know 38 matches is very difficult. We are not a contender. If we were in day 35, perhaps we can speak differently. Arsenal are the best team in the Premier League until now." And then, turning his praise to the man who briefly turned the tide, Emery singled out Trossard'S menace. "Leandro was a proper handful for us after coming on sharp, clever in the box, and that goal showed why he's such a weapon for Mikel. We had to dig deep to keep him quiet after that, but fair play, his class." It was a nod of admiration from one mastermind to the threat that nearly undid his master plan. Emery's pride in his charges was palpable, though, as he waxed lyrical about the grit that got them over the line. "How we competed today gives me lots of confidence," he beamed, eyes twinkling under the Villa Park floodlights. "We are really being consistent, and through it we achieve points. How we are now, I am so proud of how we are, taking the challenges we give them. It's this unflappable focus game by game, no distractions that's turned Villa into the form team of the season, a side that's feasted on the big fish while lesser outfits flounder." Emery's not one for hype, but even he couldn't hide the satisfaction of outfoxing his former club once more. For Arsenal, it's a gut punch that stings all the more for how avoidable it felt. Arteta's lads had the ball, the territory, the chances, soccer jinking past markers, Odegaard threading needles, but that Buendía thunderbolt exposed the fragility of their unbeaten run. Trossard'S leveller aside, the final ball let them down, a stark reminder that in this league, dominance without ruthlessness is just another way of saying nearly man. Still, with the table so tight, City lurking, Villa charging, there's no time for wallowing. Arteta will regroup, tweak, and come back swinging, because that's what champions do. As the dust settles on this Villa Park epic, the Premier League title race feels more alive than ever, a cauldron of chaos where underdogs like Emery's Lions can bare their teeth and top dogs like Arsenal must keep their nerve. Villa's next test? A midweek Europa League jaunt against Basel, but with the domestic summit in sight, the Brummies will fancy their chances. For Arteta, it's back to the drawing board ahead of a festive fixture pile-up that could make or break the Gunners' dreams. One thing's for sure, in this rollicking circus of a season, no lead is safe, and every match is a potential plot twist. What a ride, and we're only in December. Heartbreak at the Holt End, Arteta's Villa verdict as Gunners stumble in title scrap. Blimey, what a proper gut punch for Mikel Arteta's Arsenal lads, nicking a late 2-1 defeat to Aston Villa at Villa Park that's got the Premier League title race bubbling like a Brummie curry on the boil. Matty Cash cracked open the scoring with a right venomous strike in the first half, only for Leandro Trossard to level it up just after the restart, making you think the Gunners were about to nick it on the counter. But no, up pops Emiliano Buendía in the 5th minute of stoppage time to lash one into the top bins amid utter bedlam in the box, leaving the away end proper deflated and the claret and blue faithful roaring like it was the '82 European Cup all over again. With Man City piling on the agony by stuffing Sunderland 3-0 earlier, the gap at the top shrunk to a measly 2 points, and suddenly Unai Emery's villains are sniffing around just 3 off the pace, the most league wins since March, mind you. From the off, it was frantic stuff, end-to-end like a scrap in the Black Country boozer, with Villa's high press turning Arsenal's midfield maestros into a right old muddle. Cash's opener was pure poetry, a low drive that left David Raya flat-footed, teed up by a perler from Pau Torres, and for a spell, it looked like Emery's lot were bossing it, Emi Martinez pulling off saves that'd make you spill your pint. Arsenal huffed and puffed in response, Declan Rice pulling strings and Bukayo Saka jinking about, but that final ball? Stubborn as a mule in the Black Country, it just wouldn't drop. Yet for all the Gunners' dominance after the leveller, over 60% of the pill and chances raining down like a London downpour, they couldn't find that killer touch, profligate up top like they'd had one too many at the pre-match. Arteta nailed it post-match. Those unusual giveaways after nicking possession back were the villains of the piece, especially in the first half when Villa's intensity had them chasing shadows. Apart from the goals, the only real flashpoint was a soft shout on Ollie Watkins that the ref waved away. No daft drama, just pure footy graft. Then came the dagger, that 5th minute of added time, a hopeful punt forward sparking absolute pandemonium in the Arsenal box. The ball bobbles loose through a forest of legs, Kamara nods it down like a proper Brummie bricky laying mortar, and Buendía, fresh off the bench and cool as a cucumber in the chippy queue, rifles it home. The Holte end erupted, hugs and high-fives all round, while the away lot trudged off with faces like they'd lost their season ticket. Mikel Arteta, bless him, didn't shy away from the inquest, but he was quick to tip his cap to the victors with that steely Spanish grit. "Obviously we are extremely disappointed with the way we lost the game," he sighed, eyes like daggers under the floodlights. "But first of all I want to congratulate Villa because they are a really good side, and they are really good at what they do." No sour grapes from the gaffer, just a nod to the chaos that undid his lads, those uncharacteristic cock-ups in transition costing dear against a Villa side that's feasted on the big boys at home. And on the title front? Arteta didn't mince words, firing back with a proper endorsement that's got the Brummie press in a right tizzy. "They are title contenders," he declared without a flicker. "When you look at where they are, the way they play, they have beaten some big teams, especially at home. Everybody is going to have to play everybody, so at the moment they are where they are and we are there as well." It's a massive shout from the Arsenal boss, acknowledging the threat without waving the white flag, as Villa sit pretty in fourth, just 3 points shy and with the form of a side that's hit the afterburners since spring. The table's tighter than a packed Villa Park terrace now. Arsenal and City level on points in the top 2 spots, and Emery's Lions lurking like proper dark horses. Over in the Villa dugout, Unai Emery was beaming like he'd just won the pools, his bass cool masking the sheer joy of outfoxing his old mate once more. "I'm so happy, I'm very proud how our supporters enjoyed this match," he gushed, voice thick with that trademark humility. "We wanted to play thinking here at Villa Park to transmit our supporters our energy, our wishes, our style, idea. Playing with energy, intensity, playing football like we played." The gaffer was proper buzzing about the grit on show, pushing till the last gasp, believing in the blue nose bone deep, and you could see why. This wasn't luck, it was Emery ball at its rawest, organised chaos that turns games on their head. Emery kept the brakes on any coronation chat, though, insisting his villains are still punching above their weight in this marathon. "We were pushing and we were really believing in our victory," he added, eyes twinkling under the lights. "And we pushed until the last minute, and we got it." It's that unflappable focus, game by game, no distractions, that's turned Villa from mid-table scrappers into the form kings of the league, 9 scalps from 10 and a home record that's got the likes of Liverpool and United quaking. Beating Arsenal? That's not just 3 points, it's a statement, a right rollicking to the top brass that the Midlands mean business this season. As the dust settles on this Villa Park epic, the Premier League feels more alive than a Saturday night in the bullring, a cauldron of twists where underdogs bare their teeth and favourites must keep their nerve. For Arteta, it's back to the Coney chalkboard ahead of a Yuletide fixture frenzy that could crown or crush the Gunners' dreams. Those late lapses a stark reminder that dominance without ruthlessness is just another word for nearly. Villa, meanwhile? Europa League midweek against Basel, but with the summit in sight, Emery's army will fancy gate-crashing the party proper. Thanks for watching Arsenal Time. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Continue following the Gunners' journey with us, and see you in the next video. Come on, you Gunners!